Hello, my favorite viewer. Almost a year ago I started this devlog series with a video that is still, for some reason, my most popular one. It was about me starting my game from scratch for the third time, because of switching to Baby Engine. I was so sure that this will be the last time I start from scratch, so let me tell you why I decided to do that for the fourth time. A lot has changed since the end of April, when I got some of my first players. And let me tell you, I really appreciate all of you guys playing the game. It's like suddenly a small community emerged. We had a lot of discussions about ideas and such. We've played with the game rules to make it most fun for everyone. I still can't believe the stuff you guys said about the game, even when it's in this barely playable state. I can't stress enough how much motivation to keep going this gave me. Like, suddenly I'm not making something just for myself. Some people really wait for me to work on updates and stuff. This is just surreal. And so, as I've talked about in my last video, I came up with a plan to move forward. And since then, I've been planning how exactly to execute everything. Just before writing the script for this video, I watched one of my favorite videos that I will be rewatching many times. The Code of Dawn by No Boilerplate. It has one rule that lets me justify decisions such as to just simply start over with my project. There is no editing stage. I really tried to wrap my head around how to implement everything I planned, but the thing is, I don't think it's the optimal way to do it. Let me explain. When I started remaking the game last summer, I did not know a lot of things. I did not know how exactly will the multiplayer work, I did not know what backend I will use. And SpacetimeDB is super cool and unlike anything I've seen, for better or worse. I have to design whole game architecture around it, but at the moment I just tried to fit it in as best I could, which resulted in many questionable decisions. There are a lot of duplicating of structures and functions, and I just hate working with those parts of the code. Another thing is that I've started using eGUI, which I really love, and again it's unlike any other UI framework I've worked with in the past. This experience taught me a lot, and some mistakes I've made learning sit in the very foundation of the game. It's really a lot harder mentally to simultaneously think about best possible architecture and the way to move current architecture to that state. Plus, I would have to think about how to keep the game playable between certain stages. But most importantly, I just hate working with legacy code, and I love starting fresh. Emotional component can't be overlooked. This is what gives me energy. I just know from experience that I can work twice as much when starting clean. I don't want to abandon my current players and go off reworking everything for months. But on the other hand, wouldn't it be better to have updated version sooner since I'll be more focused on it? I'm still thinking about how to split the game versions and my work on them. I want to keep the old one running. I think I will just spend as little time supporting it as possible if people are still interested in playing it. I just got so much feedback over the last month that I think I have all I need to know exactly how to redo everything in the best way. So, I think I can do it by the end of summer. In 3 months, I plan to remake everything that is in current version from scratch, plus add new features, such as custom skins, loot boxes, trading and more. This will come with UI redesign, and now I have someone to help me with that too. So stay tuned, my friends. If you're interested in my project, you can support me on Patreon. I'm super happy to say that I've got my first 2 supporters that are not people I personally know. Guy with Glasses and Kieran James, thank you so much for deciding to support me, this means the world. Currently, I have no income and working on this game taking way longer than I initially anticipated, as it usually goes with games. I spent all my savings, sold everything I could, and those funds ran out a long time ago. Right now I get help from my parents, for which I am very grateful, but I can't be their burden for long. We're in no way a rich family, and my mother had to work a low-paying job every day since I was a kid. So I really want to support them and not the other way around, but right now I need to at least support myself, and thankfully I really don't need much. Currently, I live in a tiny apartment that is my own, so I don't pay rent. Food is really cheap. From my expenses over past years, I can easily live on $1,000 a month. And by live, I mean very comfortable living. The more funds I have, the more options it opens for game development. Right now, I need to save on server cost, which makes me jump through hoops to calculate stuff on the client instead of backend. I can also get help with development. I already have a friend with whom we started this project, but he has to earn money to support himself. That's why I moved to working on it fully alone. Many future features are not my expertise, so eventually I want to make a team to develop the game. So your support will help me greatly. It was my dream for past 12 years to make games and not think about how to survive doing so. I've put everything I have into this game and I will not stop until it is the best game the world has ever seen. Thank you for watching and being with me on this path. We're gonna go so far from here. Have a good day, my favorite viewer.